Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, CCX here, and welcome to a game that I really didn't think that I would be doing. Welcome to Megaman for the NES! That's right, the original Megaman. Rockman himself if you live in Japan, or if you're, living under a rock and you don't know who Rockman is. Now, the thing that ends up people remembering for, I guess what we could do is, let's check the backstory for our dear little blue bomber himself. Rock was a wonderful helping robot to a young man named Thomas Light. He ended up building these 6 robot masters that we're fighting right now. Cutsman, Gutsman, Iceman, Bombman, Electman, and Torchman. Or is it Fireman? I literally keep forgetting. His name keeps changing every single time. But anyways, these robots were peace-loving robots as well. But a very wonderful assistant, or I should say a colleague of Thomas Light, was very, very angry. His name goes by Albert Wily. I was about to call him Albert Wesker for a second. I mean, it's both made by Capcom. I can forget things that much. Also, this is being done post-commentary because I cannot play this game and talk at the same time, even though you might see some deaths. I don't really know. But Rock himself was like, Dr. Light, please, let me help you so I can be able to face against Wily. And then Thomas was like, no, Rock, I cannot make you go ahead and fight. But then, after a while, he just gave up and said, okay, roll. Who is Rock's sister, get it? Rock and roll. It's a music pun. Booyah! But anyways, Thomas ended up rebuilding Rock to become Rockman, or in the English version, Megaman. Now, it's a bit weird, like most people will call him Rockman, but Rock sounds like a bit of a better regular human name for him before he became, well, regular human in quotes, because he's not really human, he's still a robot. But Rock sounds much better than Mega, because in the power-up version, in the English power-up game, they call him Mega, and it's a bit weird, and what are you gonna do? But anyways, Rockman became Megaman, and now he has a powerful Mega Buster that not only has the capabilities of shooting powerful pellets, but also has the capabilities of copying his robot brethren. So yeah, that's basically the entire story of Mega Man in a nutshell. So now we need to stop these wonderful robots, or our family, and take them down a peg, shall we? So we can go ahead and stop Dr.Wily and his wonderful tyranny. We are in Cutman stage right now. Cutman is sometimes most people's first robot master that they basically go by. He has a very simple pattern. If you don't jump, his cutter won't go ahead and go into a very upwards angle, but if you stay on the ground, it will go into a downwards angle. After he throws it, he will jump, go around, go over him, and lather, rinse, repeat. You shouldn't be able to do this damage with no hit, but I suck at these Mega Man games, so you can see a lot of fail. Also, another fun fact, unlike in other installments of the Mega Man series, this game has a point system. Woohoo, who really cares? But that's not really the main gimmick that I want to go to. If you, however, finish the boss and it's doing an attack, you're gonna get hit. So, say if you fight Bomb Man specifically. If you kill him and he throws his bomb and you have like almost to no health left and it hits you, you get hit by the contact residue of the bomb, you'll die, and then you'll both get knocked out. It's actually kind of cool. It's like Street Fighter, except worse, because you got a life system. That's not cool, but what are you gonna do? But that's pretty much it. Now we're in Bomb Man stage, and Bomb Man stage is a pretty simple. This Mega Man 1 can be people's hardest Mega Man game, but I would say this, when you actually play this game like a couple of times, it's actually relatively easy. Like if you go at a slow pace, or the pace that's pretty normal, you won't really get hit as much. I will say this, however, Mega Man 1 suffers from every single one installment of any series. Link has only 4 directions, and very barely any movement. Mario ends up having very piss poor momentum. Sonic ends up getting killed by spikes without even with having rings. And Mega Man is no exception to the rule. If you get knocked back into spikes, you will die instantly. You do not get any invincibility frames, not until Mega Man 2. And another thing, Mega Man has icy physics. What that means is when you come to a stop, Mega Man will not stop to a halt. He will continue, his momentum will keep pushing him forward, and you can kind of get caught and get killed just by movement alone. Like, see right here, if you get hit by those pellets, you will probably get knocked back into the spikes and you'll die instantly. Another thing. That's great. Wow, I never thought I'd actually have to jump cut in a friggin' post-commentary. That's very weird. Anyways, as I was saying, Mega Man will continuously move forward, but if you jump, you will be stationary, so you can be able to have a fixed momentum. Or you could just be able to just jump normally. Basically, you have to be careful. It's kind of almost like Simon Belmont from Castlevania 1, where he continuously moved. Mind you, in every other Castlevania game, they haven't really fixed that until you actually play friggin' Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But anyways, Bomb Man here, he's very afraid of Mega Man. If you keep running into him, he will jump back and forward. And, well, back and forth, forward and backwards and forward and backwards. Yeah, if you guys know the reference I'm making and that you guys have played Final Fantasy XIV, then you guys know what I'm talking about. Or singing, I should say. But anyways, that is the end of Bomb Man. He's actually most people's first robot master they go after. But I kind of went in a different approach because I'm trying to do this without little to backtracking. Because if you do go after Elect Man, you might have to backtrack a bit. There's a reason for that, and I'll go into detail in the next episode when we actually get to the next part. So yeah, Gutsman stage, this section here is the hard part. This section right here, this part can go ahead and probably end up killing any noob in terms of platforming as a whole. Now you guys are probably wondering why it took me so long to actually get to Mega Man. Well, I didn't really feel confident, but I'm trying to stretch out my content a bit. Like, I want to quote-unquote let's play Final Fantasy XIV, but I really don't know how it would really make that interesting. But hey, I've seen one person that I follow on YouTube who makes it interesting. I'm pretty sure I could probably make it interesting, even though I barely know anything about MMOs. Sort of. Well, actually, no, I barely know anything about it. I mean, I know Final Fantasy like almost the back of my hand, but MMOs... Please, I probably can't even make that interesting. But hey, I can make RPGs sort of interesting, so why not? I mean, what am I gonna do, right? I mean, yeah, what I'm gonna do. But anyways, we are now in Gutsman stage. That section there with that platforming that goes, when there is no bridge where it looks like a line, that it means that the platform is gonna tip down. This guy here, he's a douche. He hits really, really hard, and if you get hit by him 3 times, you are dead, even with full life. Now, Gutsman, he's weak to Bomb Man. Now, the thing that Mega Man 1 does not do, and they fix this in other installments, is that they don't really tell you that you have Robot Master's abilities unless you pause the game, because there are 2 types of pauses. There's the select pause, where you'll essentially just pause the game naturally. And then there's the other pause, which allows you to see your weapons and whatnot. If you never knew about that pause, and I died because Gutsman is a douche. But yeah, if you never knew about that pause, you will never realize that you had the capabilities of having Robot Master's abilities. And that's something that's very unique to Mega Man as a whole, is that he has the ability to copy enemies. Like, that was very unique back in the day. Like, we never heard of a character who gained Robot Master's abilities. Hell, when I played Mega Man a few times during my emulator days, or hell, even when we had the Anniversary Collection, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, he literally gains the ability. It's kind of Kirby before Kirby even existed. But the thing is that the difference between Kirby and Mega Man is that Mega Man does exactly what the power-up does, while Kirby ends up enhancing the ability differently. But anyways, guys, that is the end of this episode of Mega Man. In the next episode, we'll take on the last 3 Robot Masters, and then we'll be off to Dr.Wily. I've been CCX, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. CCX, over and out. Laters.